Okay. So we're back for day 23. Had a rough day 21 and day 22, but I'm circling back to the habit of putting these videos out. Now the last few days have been, I've been off my rocker. I've been out of control with the bad habits. Just frying my dopamine receptors, and I picked up weed again. You know, I picked up weed on day 21, and that was unplanned for, and I think I did it because I just didn't want to drink that night. But it was surprisingly not that bad of a day. Like I picked up the weed, I smoked it, toked on it, and I felt fine. I felt okay. I think the one thing that just disappointed me earlier was the fact that I didn't get to post the daily video. And you know, it's crazy because you start something with so much excitement and enthusiasm, and I'm already like 20 days in, and this is proven to be actually challenging, you know, to set up the camera and speak the real with myself, and you know, voice it, call it out. I think when I wasn't making videos, and I would have like days like yesterday or the day before, I don't think the lessons would sink in as deeply. You would think they would have already sunk in because I've been in a rut for so long, but I'm saying like you trick yourself into feeling you can still get something out of a thing that you've just like, yeah, it's outworn its welcome, I believe is the expression. Like you're like, okay, this is like old news. I'm rereading old chapters or old parts of me. And why do I feel the need to always go back? You know? I don't know. There's something about just not being sober sometimes that I get a lot out, but you know, essentially you're becoming ungrounded by holding on to, you know, this abuse cycle. But there's also a sense of calm, like when you're really fucked up. When you're really fucked up and you get high enough, and you get just high enough, you drink just this much liquor, you do whatever, just the perfect amount. And I know if you're an addict you can attest to this, but you feel like there's no worries, like there's like a sense of calm that just washes over you for a brief couple minutes, couple hours. And is that like hour really worth all the trouble? You know, it's an investment in money, it's an investment in time. You're fucking up your health. Your mind isn't becoming more grounded. If anything, it's just becoming more untethered. Yeah, it's strange. It's strange, huh? I'm sure it's not that strange, but I'm just thinking about it all deeply and shit. Yeah, it sucks. I picked up that eighth of the weed. I just smoked the last of it actually right before filming this episode. So if this is like a slower paced episode, then that's why. Calling them episodes. That's crazy. But Yeah, I don't know, sometimes we circle back to the wrong shit. I think being an addict is breaking out of that and circling back to the good shit, the good habits, the right attitude, the right mental state of being to keep yourself on point during the day and proactive. Cause shit always be coming out of left field when you're like just getting settled in, or maybe you're getting too complacent. I don't want to attract that to me, but that's been the pattern in my life. It's like if I don't take proactive steps to get myself grounded, like I've said in other videos, I'm gonna spend my whole life putting out fires. And there's gonna be times when I don't have the resources to put out those fires because I didn't invest in myself enough to keep up with like habits that would actually help me. And what does investing in yourself look like? That's like eating right, getting good sleep, keeping a sober mind, getting daily exercise. You know, these are the good habits, and they feel great when you do them. Like, you'll do them in a row, you'll do them for a week or a week and a half, as most people usually do when they're trying to make extreme life changes, and it feels great. And I don't know why we go back to shit that, you know, that's like painful. You know, I think that, I don't know what that is. Maybe you get so comfortable just being in a shit place. You get like so used to it. You're like, I'm in a shit place. You know, the sky's not falling. I'm doing the bad habits, so you get so comfortable, and then the answers come up in hindsight. And you can't wait for hindsight to hit you. Even though those are probably going to be like the most accurate ways of you perceiving your past, but in the moment you have to be brave enough to make a decision. And you can't be flailing. You know, you gotta be solid, you gotta be grounded, especially as a dude. You gotta move with intention. You gotta know what's going on. And you know, I think these qualities, they're probably qualities that we all wanted like our fathers to be. But in this world, this internet world, it's like everything's just different. Like we're all just walking science experiments because we grew up during the technology boom. Like, everything's going so fast, and peer studied reviews are probably going to come out later about the effects of how this whole landscape changed who we are as people and how we operate. It's tough. I don't know why. I wish I could just put one foot in front of the other in the correct way and do the steps I know I need to do. And I do have that courage some days, but it's not consistent. Like, I look at other people and I'm like, damn, they're like constantly like, you know, maintaining, keeping things in line, and even like progressing because they're aiming towards something. And then I'm like, dude, I have a hard time just like keeping it kosher, like keeping it chill, like chill enough for me to think. You know what I mean? It's like getting fucked up is really just trying to escape the mind, like giving yourself some peace of mind, trying to find it in any way you can. So I guess that's why like I'll go back so aggressively on the bad habits, because I'm like, all these changes I'm making might be too much for me right now, but I also don't want to hold back, you know? I've already held back for years, so I know it's time to make a radical change, because all those years I didn't show that I was making any change at all, at least in an upwards, you know, type mobility and in an expansive fashion. I just wasn't expansive, not expanding my horizons, not expanding what I could do, what I should do. Yeah, getting a grip on your life, man. That's really, like, I'm trying to get a grip as best as I can, and you know, some days I'm like, this is gonna be easy as fuck. I got it. Like, I know it all. I got it all. I do it. I really do this. And then other days I'm like, I'm flailing, bro. Like, I'll be like so fucked up, and I'll be like, dude, I shouldn't be this fucked up right now. But I'm still enjoying how fucked up I am. Don't get me wrong. I don't trip out and regret getting fucked up whenever I'm fucked up. I'm just like, I'm fucked up. That's funny. And life keeps moving on when you get fucked up. That's the fucked up part. You get fucked up thinking, I'm just checking out for a bit, but life keeps moving. And then if life is moving and something happens and you're not in a good state to handle it, that's when shit starts to go wrong in life. So you gotta confront everything before you're confronted, like, by some external force, you know what I mean? You gotta be brave. You gotta be brave, and you have to have a sense of urgency about you. And you gotta keep it clean. You gotta keep it clean. Very difficult to keep it clean. I feel like these heavy emotions sometimes I deal with are like some filth inside me. And I'm like, how do I get that filth out, you know? Just been filthy for too long. And I gotta keep it clean, keep it focused, and I haven't been doing that these past 2 days. And yeah, it was tough. It was tough day 21 when midnight hit, and I realized, wow, I didn't even try to record a video. I just said, fuck my goal, huh? I was crazy. It was like a total just putting my hands up, being like, I can't do this. And that was disappointing. Not angry, just disappointed. You know, you really gotta find that balance of giving yourself grace, but yeah, you definitely gotta put the brakes on once you see yourself even heading towards a direction. Like, when you're changing, like, once you even feel that pull to being the old you gotta fight that motherfucker with all your might. I've noticed that about, like, breaking addiction. It's like you gotta leave the past in the past, and if you ever feel the past creeping up because thoughts about getting fucked up or anything like that, that's when you gotta do, like, some exercise, some meditation, something. It's like you're learning how to self-soothe. So I think it's important that you do a soothing activity when you're in that state of, you know, when you're at the crossroads and having to pick a choice. You need to get on, like, on a higher plane. Like, you need to do the exercise or meditate or go for a walk, just so you can free up the energy and feel different. You know what I mean? You gotta be able to see it a different way, you know, because how you're seeing it is like it's like lacking, you know. It's such a lacking. You're putting yourself in such a lack. Like, I need this, I need that, you know. It's like you're becoming so frail. Yeah, resiliency is everything, and also the bounce back is everything. Because yeah, if you fuck up, then you got to get up again, and you're only gonna have that strength to get up again if you're able to, in your heart, forgive yourself. You know what I mean? For those incidents where you take a detour. And I think with age, you get better at being more compassionate with yourself. Because I feel like when you're younger, you don't really know why you keep doing this. You're like, oh, why do I keep doing this? Like, you're almost like fighting it with all your force for this not to happen. And then you get a little older, and then you live out patterns that you've done your entire life. You know, we all have certain patterns, certain cycles we go through. And once you observe those, you're able to see like a pattern through the whole lining of the life. And I think you got to keep those patterns in check. You got to keep those patterns in check, but you got to also know when you're being unreasonable with yourself, you know? Because people give up on improving themselves because they want to see the progress. They want to see the progress. People want to be. People just want to be seen like cutting edge. You know what I mean? Like they want to have the right hair. They want to be wearing the right clothes. All that. It's competitive out here, and you gotta balance the grace with the discipline and the urgency. I'm like so spaced out right now talking to myself because I'm like trying to like really reiterate these points. Because I feel like I just like need to hear this out loud. I be thinking these thoughts. But yeah, I think the growth process can't be unreasonable. You're gonna have times where you fall down. You know, most people that make progress really quickly, I think, are the ones that have assistance, like they're working with a coach or they're doing something. So that could be an option. I could do that if I were to get a better job. But you know, God bless to all those trying to make it out of the struggle, because I'm in the same boat. It's not looking too good for me at the moment. But you know, what can we do? I'm gonna just pick up and run with it. I already know I'm not gonna pick up another eighth. That's like a promise I made. I'm also not gonna drink today, so I'm just saying it. I'm gonna say I'm not gonna drink instead of saying I shouldn't drink or I will see. I'm gonna say I'm not going to, because I'm not. And you know, these past couple days has been tough. It's been tough, like trying to get some air. I felt so suffocated. That's how it felt. Like the whole last 2 days felt suffocating. That's what sucks about getting fucked up. It's like it feels good in the moment, and then your memory of it is like this like suffocating mess that you were in, and that you couldn't, and that you weren't in the right state of mind. You know what I mean? It's like in this life you gotta stay grounded, bro. I don't know how people do it with like I mean, I've done it because I'm an addict, but I don't know how people into their older age will just handle life and then still like smoke, drinking, all this. Because I feel like I don't know if I could ever keep those things casual. Like I always go like on like a binge. It's just not good, you know. It takes me out of my reality and I don't like it, because then I come back to reality and I have like a fucking pile of things that I neglected to do and I need to do, and I don't like that feeling. It makes me feel dumb, stupid, and it makes me seem incompetent, and I'm not incompetent, you know. I'm a competent individual. So it's like, you gotta pick it back up and run with it. And I'm gonna be on the lookout for those thought loops I get in right before I have a relapse. Because usually I'll get into like some real stupid thoughts before a relapse. Because I'll just say like, oh man, like sobriety's so boring, like everything's so still, like to the point where you just want to cause chaos. Because I also have that about me. I don't know if that's like some ADHD or that's just being a fucking that's just being a fucking rascal. It's hard figuring it out. I don't know. It's weird. It's weird how someone as competent as I am can just refuse to move forward, and you know what to do, but you still, it's crazy. This is wild how like addiction really works like that. I remember when I first like started learning about addiction, I thought that shit wasn't real. Cause I used to be the type of guy that would like smoke every day or like do something every day. And I'd be like, dude, I could stop anytime. Like, get the fuck out of here. And I remember it was funny, cause I smoked weed, I think, for like 4 or 5 years before I was like, I need to quit this shit, right? And I remember trying to let it go, and that shit would not let go, bruh. I was not letting go, and it was not letting go. And that's addiction. That's addiction. It's just like, it's literally like you form such a deep bond with a substance that gives you just a sliver of a peace of mind, bro. You know what I mean? Peace of mind, or just a sense of connection as well. And it also comes in handy when you're lonely. When you feel lonely, well, you have weed there, so you can just kind of like get high and get in your thoughts and forget you were ever lonely in the first place. You know? And it can also make you apathetic, because then you're like, I don't care, I'm cool with being lonely. But then as soon as you get sober, you have no support system, you have no friends, you have no hobbies. All you did was get stoned all day. And then you find out that you're actually not cool alone, and that being lonely actually feels very wrong, very alien, and you recognize the need for community. You recognize the need for, I don't know, joining a gym, doing an MMA thing, kickboxing, whatever. These are all just lies that we tell ourselves when we're fucked up, really. Like, at least for me, all this is about me. I can't speak on anyone else. Like, I know people love smoking weed out here, and they can control it, and they're fine. That's cool. Yeah. Yeah, I just gotta let the light in. Like, I just gotta expose all my weak thoughts and not make any more excuses, because that's what I'm doing. It's all excuses. Like, it's all just excuses and things you keep telling yourself in your head about the person you are. Okay, that's it. That's day, what is it, 23? Yeah, it's 23. All right, I'm gonna see y'all later.